I'm back with a new episode of Desert Island Discs. And I'm back to my main shelves. I'm going to pick a shelf, go through what's on it, and I'm going to pick that one film, that special gem that I would pick over all the others. So let's get into it. So welcome back to the channel everyone, welcome to another episode of Desert Island Discs. Now 2 weeks ago, if you caught my video, I was over there, that you can't see, on a steelbook shelf. Yes, I broke away from my normal shelves to do a steelbook shelf and gave you one there. And that was a very hard shelf to do. There was a lot of fantastic movies on that shelf. But today I'm jumping back onto what is behind me here and doing one of them shelves there, the next shelf down from what I last done 4 weeks ago. Yes, so if you're new to this, then what I do is I do a shelf, I pick a shelf, I go through all the films on it, I pick that one film that's on that shelf that means something to me, one film that if I was stranded on a desert island I would have that film with me to watch. Supposing that this desert island did have electricity, had a player to play it and had a TV upon which to watch it, which is very unlikely, but you get the gist of the series. It's about picking the best film for me from that shelf. Now while I'm doing this, I'd like you to consider number one, what you think I'm going to pick if you're a regular viewer and you know my habits, and number two, what film would you personally pick yourself over all the others that are on that shelf, because I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Now there's no cheating, there's no saying, oh I'd take that box set, all those films, or I would take those two. One, you can only pick one, people, one. I've seen people try and get away with this, don't try it. But anyway, so before I get on, hit the subscribe button, come and join the channel. Every 2 weeks this episode drops and I am going to go around the entirety of the room and get every shelf in, and whatever other areas there might be hidden films, because there are some in some ottomans and things like that downstairs, hidden away from the wife. Now they're hidden outside in the front room. I've got films spilling out of my ears everywhere. They're just stuff that hasn't made its way up here yet. So let's get on with it, shall we? Let's get down there. I'm going to have to get on the floor for this one, and we're going to have to take a look. Now I've got to sit on the floor for this. Brings back days of me when I was in primary school. Do you remember when you was in primary school and you had to sit on the floor in assembly, but the older kids got to sit on the benches at the back and you couldn't wait until you moved back and back and back and you were up on those benches? Boy, did it make you feel older. And now I'm down here on the floor looking along these films here. So the shelf I'm actually looking at is this shelf here. Now we have done this shelf, we have done these two, we've done that, and we've done that right up there, which you can't see. So this is shelf number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, shelf 7, but this is the 8th video because previously I'd done over there. Enough of handballing that camera. So let's take a look at what this shelf has to offer. So obviously I have got, like I said here, you can see, I have got some down there along the bottom, and I've got these ones here that are sat above. So we'll take these out one at a time and we shall take a look. I know that I'm handballing the camera and all that sort of a thing. And yes, let's just get on with it. Wow, let's see what we've got down here. Okay. So, I'm going to go to the ones on top first. Okay, so first up, we have a film from Martin Scorsese, starring Leo, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson and Mark Wahlberg. The Departed. Decent film, wasn't it? Yeah, that wasn't bad. Then we have a Netflix film here. This is a bootleg. Yes, I will include bootlegs, whatever comes. Unless it's TV, I'll do it. Ghosted. I quite enjoyed this. I didn't mind it. I like Ana de Armas. I thought Chris Evans is quite a good actor. What's his face is in it. Adrian Brody, he's always good. And had some nice surprise cameos and that. But yeah, Ghosted. So what do we have here? We have that's just a slip of some sort or something. Anyway, so here we go. Let's have a look. Let's get to it. So, £2 I picked this up for, apparently. Abominable. The animated film. It should be around the kids section, round the other side. We will come to that, but it's here. £2. This was a film that I watched with the kids once when they were younger. And I can't say that I didn't enjoy it. It was quite fun. It was alright. It was a decent film. Abominable. Then we have a film starring Jennifer Tilly, Gina Gershon, Joe Pantoliano. This is from Arrow Video, and it does have the book inside as well. And it is bound. And as you can see, I bought it in CEX once and paid £8 for it. Yes. Jennifer Tilly, who obviously Academy Award winning actress, I think she was, wasn't she? If I'm not mistaken, or she just nominated, I can't remember. She's also in the Chucky films, or some of them at least. Then we have Stallone in Detox, with this nice metallic slip. And what does that come with inside? It comes with a little book of, well, just images really. No text, but yeah. This is from 88 Films. They do some quite nice, just, you know, releases. They have a nice shiny slip on them and things like that. So let's carry on what we got here. Okay, another bootleg. This was sent to me as a gift, because I mentioned it was a film that I wanted on Blu-ray and you just couldn't get. And it is Mel Gibson in Forever Young. Man Out of Time sort of story. Very akin to the sort of origin of Captain America. And I quite like that sort of Man Out of Time concept. This one's sealed, but nevertheless, it's a great film. Electric Dreams from the 1980s. Virginia Madsen stars in this, I believe. I am correct in that, aren't I? Let's open it, but with my tooth. Sharp tooth. It ain't sharp. Don't cut me or anything, but it's good for getting into DVDs. My little vampire tooth. My canine tooth. Can't even get this open. Wow. Okay, let's see. Let's have a look on it now. It's just like that. Yeah, Virginia Madsen. I like Virginia Madsen. Then we have a, oh, might as well throw this slip away, it's a bit beat up, but this was a cheap buy. Criminal, Kevin Costner, Gary Oldman, Tommy Lee Jones, Gal Gadot. I don't think I've seen this. I honestly don't think I've seen that. We have Frankenweenie, Tim Burton, Disney. And I had to get this from Germany, Nicolas Cage Christmas film, Family Man, one of the cruelest Christmas films I have ever seen. Done a review for it this Christmas, just gone, and I thought it was a very cruel movie. Although I have seen it before, it ain't the first time I've watched it, but I just couldn't believe how cruel it was. Then we have from Germany, the Gerard Butler film, Chase. I cannot remember the UK name for this. For the life of me, it eludes me. But Chase, this is the one where his wife goes missing. He's got to track her down. Much akin to the Kurt Russell movie from 1997, Breakdown. Sort of kind of almost like a remake of that. And here's one for you. Yeah. From Germany again. Paul Hogan in Come Back, Mr. Dundee. I have seen it. It's still sealed though. Yeah, the sort of where Paul Hogan plays himself. And I think they're trying to get a new Crocodile Dundee film made. It also stars John Cleese, Chevy Chase, Olivia Newton-John, Wayne Knight, Reginald Val Johnson. Yeah. Who was obviously in Crocodile Dundee, wasn't he? And Die Hard. In Crocodile Dundee, he was the limo driver who used the boomerang on the back. Then we have the movie Fall. You see, still sealed, but obviously I've seen it and done a review for it. I quite like this. It was a lot of fun. Two girls stuck up this insanely high tower. No way down. And we have Fanboys. Now, if you hear that, that is because that would be a DVD that's loose floating around inside from my days of having it on DVD, but decanting the cases. Then we have David Cronenberg's The Fly. Fantastic film with Jeff Goldblum. Jodie Foster in Flight Plan. Now, are you picking your favourites? I know the list isn't done yet. We're nowhere near, but pick what you like. Then we have here Dave Bautista, Pierce Brosnan, and the late Ray Stevenson. Rest in peace, Punisher, 2008. Final Score, which is like Die Hard in a football stadium, or Sudden Death, the Jean-Claude Van Damme film, which is Die Hard in a nice hockey stadium. But yeah, it was okay. It was fun. It was fun. Then we have a film that I did enjoy. Again, from Germany. I had to get this on Blu-ray because we only got a DVD. Fat Man with Mel Gibson and Walton Goggins. I like Walton Goggins. Very good. I like him in everything he does. I liked him in a TV series he done called The Unicorn, where he played against type, because normally he's a villain type, and in that it was a comedy about a father with 2 kids. He'd lost his mother and he's trying to get back into the dating game. Lasted a couple of seasons and then got cancelled. Then we have The Family. This was picked up in Poundland for a couple of quid. I did watch it. And now a fantastic film, superb, Falling Down. You don't hear many people mention it anymore. Michael Douglas. Solid film, and Robert Duvall stars in it as well. Who else is in it? What's the girl's name again? Rachel Ticotin is in it as well. She was in Total Recall. Now, this is where you're not allowed to cheat, because here I have a box set that contains the first 6 Fast and Furious movies. You cannot cheat. You can only pick one if that's going to be your choice. But in here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then we have 7 and 8. I have 9 as a steelbook in there, 4K. And then I have Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw, which, I'll be honest, I do have on 4K as well, in the 4K section. And this is probably my favourite of the Fast films, because I can take it as itself, as its own one-off film. I haven't really got to worry about the continuity in the big world of the others. It's the one that I've most watched. Because with Fast and Furious, I wasn't a fan of it in those early days. I wasn't a fan of those like 1, 2, 3 movies. I preferred it when it became just ludicrous nonsense and over the top. That was when I was able to accept the series, because it didn't do nothing for me before that. Then we have a fantastic film, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Fantastic. 4K coming soon. Does this film need a 4K? Does it really warrant a 4K? It's a great film. I mean, I love the film. My kids love the film. They grew up with it. But does a film like this need a 4K? We've seen a lot of these comedies being given it. And I know that I did say that I was going to pick it up. And I think it's out by now. Probably out by the time this video airs. I don't know if I've picked it up or not. And 3 films I'm going to get criticised for. And honestly, these are the wife's and not mine. 50 Shades, 1, 2 and 3. I've never seen them. Got no interest in them. They're the wife's, he says. No, they are. They're hers. Okay, what way round does this go? Is it 50 Shades, 50 Shades Darker and 50 Shades Freed? I'm guessing that's the direct, the proper continuity order for them. Then we have Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale and Amy Adams. Great cast in The Fighter. Ryan Gosling. I like Ryan Gosling. First Man. Lucky fella. He's married to Eva Mendes. Keeps that quiet, doesn't he? Then we have Denzel Washington in Flight. This is the one where he lands the aeroplane upside down on the Hudson River. Hudson Hawk River. No, I'd done a video a while back where I was purposely confusing this and Tom Hanks' film, where is the... What one is it? Where Sully. Yeah, Sully. I was and people actually believe me. Then we have here Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan in The Foreigner. Oh. Still a few more to go yet. Life, Mama always said, life was like a box of chocolates. Forrest Gump. Bubba Gump. I like Forrest Gump. Good film. The founder, the McDonald's Empire, Michael Keaton. Fantastic in that film. Fantastic. Then we have the movie Frozen. No one knows you're up there. That's when a couple of people get stuck on the chairlifts or something. This was a cheap buy. So was that, actually. Frozen. Faces in the Crown with Milla Jovovich. I like Milla Jovovich, so we'll watch most films that she does. Then we have Footloose. Kevin Bacon. Classic. Another film with Milla Jovovich. James Franco and Lucy Liu. Still sealed, actually. And that's A Future World. Let's put that next to Faces in the Crowd, because they're both Milla Jovovich. Then we have a TV series for Firefly, so we'll leave that one out of the equation. I do have Serenity somewhere, but it's not next. Then we have the movie Fargo. The TV series is pretty good as well. We have the Free Dusk to Dawn movies, the trilogy. From Dusk Till Dawn, Texas Blood Money, and The Hangman's Daughter. Then we have the Brad Pitt World War II film Fury. Pretty good. It's quite heavy. Why is that so heavy? Okay. Oh, it's a nice book inside. I do have this on 4K. I should transfer that book over to the 4K set and get rid of the Blu-ray. Face Off, Nick Cage and John Travolta. Not my favourite action film out of Nicolas Cage's. I would take Con Air and The Rock over that. Both I think are better films for me. Then we have here Fantastic Voyage, where people are shrunk down and injected into the human body. Not Inner Space. Fantastic Voyage. And here we have Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. £12 there, look. Did I really pay £12 for that? I must have done. And that got a Blu-ray release. I don't think I got... I didn't get the Blu-ray, no. Oh, do you know what? I didn't think I had this film. Oh, I've not watched it. And I've just bought it again on like eBay for like a couple of quid. Oh, so I've got another one of them coming. I'm going to have to keep that one out to watch. I ain't watched it. And I bought it again. Anyway, moving on. £1 this one, Fortress. Yeah, World War II, Flying Fortress. Bomber. Just because, well, why not? And then we have another Milla Jovovich. That was £1 as well. The Fourth Kind. Why am I peeling these stickers off? I don't know. That's £1. But that can go next to Faces in the Crowd and Future World. Then we have here a 4 set of Final Destination quadrilogy. And then we have Final Destination 5, obviously. Are they not doing a new one? There's a new one coming. I have this on 4K as well. The Fog, John Carpenter's. This used to be very effective for me when I was a lad. Inside is a DVD, but it's actually a crappy remake with Tom Welling from Smallville fame. Yeah, but I do have this on, like I said, I do have it on a 4K special edition box set, I believe. Along the top somewhere. What do we have then? Fantastic Beasts. Bought it for £2. I really wanted to like this. I didn't like Harry Potter, and I thought this was more up my street because of the sort of era set in the 1920s, America, the Depression. I like that era of history in America. Didn't work. And then we have Arnie, and this is a pretty good film. At End of Days. A bit of more mature subject matter for Arnie there. Then we have Freaky, Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton, the one where they have the body swap, and you know Vince Vaughn's a killer, and they swap bodies, and then he's in her and she's in him, and sort of like a horror comedy, and it's quite a fun film. Next up, Sealed, we have Crystal Lake Memories. Now I'm going to have to move that because my Friday the 13th is actually up there. I'm going to put that up there. But that's a documentary, so that wouldn't be counted anyway. Then we have Ender's Game with Harrison Ford, Ben Kingsley. I didn't mind it. I bought it cheap. Then we have, again, you can see I bought that cheap, Flatliners, the original version, not the remake. Fault in Our Stars, still sealed, I've not watched it. I did buy a lot of cheap ones from Poundland and yet to watch. Fatal Attraction, Michael Douglas and Glenn Close. I know this got a 4K release, but at the same time as a 4K release, I opted to buy this version because, number one, I didn't think it required a 4K. This came with art cards and the like inside and a lovely slip, and I felt much happier buying this version for £7.50, because I bought two for £15, than buying a brand new 4K of it. Again, is it a film that requires a 4K? Very probably not. And then we have FX 1 and 2, Murder by Illusion. Bought that in a sale, still sealed. And here we have Fright Night 3D. That means, you know, I'm not going to pick that. Fright Night 3D. Oh dear, I'm going to get criticised for this. And another version of 50 Shades of Grey. Picked up for my missus because it was a special edition with the sort of, you know, media book type version. There we go. Don't shoot me. So there we go. There's that list. There's that pile of films done. Do you know what? It's a very underwhelming shelf. It is a very it's a very underwhelming shelf. That being said, what on that shelf would you pick as your choice of film to be stuck on a desert island? I'll be honest, I am a bit sort of unsure at this juncture. I'm going to have to go away and think about it, so give me a minute. Okay, so that should have been a pretty damn easy shelf to do because of how underwhelming a lot of the titles on that shelf actually were. That being said, that's made that decision all the more harder because, in all honesty, doing this, it kind of makes me realise how much dross there is in the collection. And if I were to downsize, the sort of stuff that I would get rid of, the sort of stuff that I wouldn't want to keep. Because there's certainly films down there that I'm definitely not going to watch again in my lifetime. So why do I keep a hold of them? Therein is the question. That's rhetorical, that question. It doesn't need an answer at this juncture. That's something I need to explore within myself. So anyway, so I've picked 3 films here that are contenders, and at the point of doing this, I don't know what to choose. Okay, the first film I've picked is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Classic John Hughes comedy from the 1980s. Matthew Broderick stars. Obviously Alan Ruck, Mia Sara. Yeah, it's a coming of age sort of film. It's a film that I've enjoyed with my children, that they've all liked. Each one of them, all 3 of them, my 2 sons and my daughter, loved it. Yes. Next up is Michael Douglas in Falling Down, a Joel Schumacher movie. Joel Schumacher, before he got involved with Batman, obviously. And like I said, this film stars Michael Douglas, Robert Duvall, Rachel Ticotin, and yeah, you can buy into, you know, what he does, and the frustrations of life that have got to him and made him do what he does, and yeah, you feel for him, you feel for what he's going through and all that sort of thing, and it's just a fabulous, really strong performance, and a film that you don't often hear mentioned these days too much. A film that should be celebrated far more than what it actually is, because it's a powerful, powerful movie. And then we have, you know, Academy Award winner Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump. How can I not pill Forrest Gump? Forrest Gump's a fantastic film. Again, it's just really good. What can I say about it? I know the first time I watched Forrest Gump, I watched it on Pirate. I remember when it came out, and I didn't like it. It wasn't until I'd watched it again that you know, that I became a fan of it and enamoured. And obviously I'm now pulling it as one of my favourite films upon that shelf there. Certainly 3 films I wouldn't get rid of if I ever downsized. Why I don't have Forrest Gump on 4K, I don't know, but again, do I need it at this juncture? I can just go and watch that, and that should do me. You know, why do I need to upgrade all this stuff to 4K? I shouldn't. So now, I've got to pick one of these 3 films to take with me, because they're my choice. There's still some other great films down there. Fury is a very good film. You know, and there's some others. So, again, before I tell you my favourite, put down below what you would have picked on that shelf to go with you on a desert island, or if you had to save one film from whatever way you want to look at it. It's all stupid and nonsense anyway. But yeah, that one film off of that shelf that you'd pick above all the others. If someone said to you, here's a box of films, you can pick one. What one would you be picking? So out of these 3, my contender for Desert Island Discs today, as it stands, is none other than Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Why? I can watch this film again and again. It never gets old, never gets tired. I think Matthew Broderick gives a fantastic performance. There's a DVD inside as well. But for me, like I said, this is a film that, as my kids were growing up, we would sit down and watch together. You know, my eldest son, I would have sat and watched it with him, and then when my next son was old enough, the 3 of us would have sat and watched it. When my daughter was old enough to understand it, all of us would have sat and watched it. So in that, the film itself I loved before that, but to have that sort of memory and that magic of you know, letting them watch this film and come to enjoy it and love it themselves, and they talk fondly of it as well now. You know, it's a film that they enjoy. They liked Matthew Broderick in it. So for that reason, I will take Ferris Bueller's Day Off with me onto said desert island. So that is today's clear winner. What's yours? So there we go. Another one done. All right. Now, what I'm going to do in a couple of weeks, obviously I'll bring you another episode of this. So if you enjoyed that, hit the subscribe button, come and join the channel and turn on that notification bell so you know when I load up the next episode of this. It'll be on the same day at the same time, every second Saturday. And next we're going to go and do that shelf there. Then we're going to do that shelf there. After that, then I may jump over to another steelbook shelf, then jump back over to here, and I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to jump away from this main area of film, and before, you know, and slowly work and filter in some of this stuff as well, like that, and then we will get round the entire room. It will take some time because there's that many, but yeah, there we go. You have one clear winner for today from me, and yes, I'll be interested to read your comments down below. And I shall see you later. Take care all, and have great whatever you're doing.